At the very beginning of God, Family, and Guns, when this channel first started, I partnered with God on this. And I didn't really know what that looked like, to be quite honest. I started taking prayer requests, and that's really all I knew what to do at the time. But I always followed his lead and prayed and asked for his guidance through it all. And boy, the path that God has walked this channel down is unlike anything I ever imagined. Seeing God in it it's really incredible to see, because it goes way beyond being a ministry. It is a ministry. From the very beginning, I said it was a ministry, because if people can find God or grow closer to God because of just a common love of a hobby like guns, that is awesome. Regardless of whether it's guns or trips or lawnmowers or whatever it is you're watching on YouTube, if somehow you grow closer to God, or the millions of people around the world are growing closer to God because of that, I just think that's amazing. But beyond that, it's through really just trying to hear what my Father is saying and his guidance. We entered into the End of Time series, and that was different than what I thought it was. When I started the End of Time series, what I thought I was doing was just going to make about a dozen videos on Revelation, but quickly God grabbed a hold of me and almost really in many different ways showed me, no, I laid out Revelation the way I want to lay it out, so follow my path. And what I got from that is just verse by verse, literally go verse by verse. And we're only on chapter 13, and we have 76 episodes. And then he had a call out on churches, essentially to blow a trumpet on the corruption in the church in America today. So we started going through the book of Malachi verse by verse. So these are things I never planned on doing. It's literally God is driving the bus here, and I'm just kind of being the feet and the hands and the mouth of all of it. But he is definitely driving this bus. Now I want to take a moment and just really thank our Patreons first and foremost, because you know, when you make a channel like God, Family, and Guns, and you put it on YouTube, a California-based Google affiliate, YouTube, you kind of don't fit. It's the best way I could describe it. It's not a good fit. And because of that, oftentimes what we see is our monetizations are getting limited, and a lot of that has to do with corporations kind of talking with YouTube saying, hey, we're willing to pay you to advertise on these types of channels, but not these types of channels. So I want to first and foremost thank Patreon. Thank you for supporting this channel, because this has become a full-time job for me. As many of you know, I was a principal of a Christian school last August, but it was when God asked me to go through the book of Malachi verse by verse that through prayer, I kind of said, well, God, when in the world would I have time to do that? And more so, it's going to cause a lot of conflict. I had a lot of deep relationships with churches all over the county that I was working in. And that's going to obviously cause a lot of damage to those relationships, which would cause damage to the school, which I loved. So I didn't want the churches to blame the school because I worked there. I wanted them to just blame me if they didn't like what it was I was saying. But, God told me to say it. If you don't like it, I guess talk to him about it. But I want to thank my patrons of this channel for supporting this channel. And I wanted to make a call out. If you feel called to support this channel, please do. Our Patreon link's below. We don't spend, this is probably the third video in the last 7 years I've ever made on this. But I believe that God, Family, and Guns is completing a mission for God that really nobody else that I'm aware of is doing. We're reaching a population of the planet unlike anything I've ever seen before. So I want to take a moment, thank our patrons. If you feel called to support this channel and our mission, please do become a patron. It's as cheap as $1 a month. But those dollars go to support this mission of this channel. So again, I don't throw out a lot of videos like this. Again, it's probably the third one I've ever made. But I do want to make you aware that we do have a Patreon page. That's where really the support for this channel comes from primarily. And we continue to grow, and we just hit 300,000 subscribers and 70 million views. I mean, for 70 million people, I'm sure many people watch multiple videos, but tens of millions of people are being exposed to God because they were curious about a Glock 19, or they're being exposed to God because they're wondering what the top 10 best concealed carry guns for women are. And I mean, that's awesome. I never dreamed that that's what that would be like. And I never dreamed it would become this, but it's kind of awesome because, you know, the internet, specifically YouTube, it's a dark world. The internet's a very dark world, and we just try to be a light. We try to shine a light of God in that dark world, and I think we're achieving that. Well, we're definitely achieving it through the grace of God. So if you feel called to support this channel, click that link below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.